James is a vlogger now, apparently. No. Hi, everybody. So, as I record this, it is currently 8:43 p.m. Friday night, the night before y'all are watching this video. If all goes according to plan. I messed up. I made a very, very, very bad mistake, which is getting lazy is probably the better way to phrase it, but also making stupid choices at the same time, which is a lovely combination, as I'm sure everybody here knows. Also apologize for the state of the room because I'm literally in the middle of moving offices. So this all started like Monday. It's coming together. Studio tour later, whatever, who cares. Right now, the important thing to note is one of my hard drives in my home server died. And I may or may not have had them in a Z-Pool RAID 0 because I wanted to test performance. And they might be mismatched sizes, so I couldn't have done proper redundancy anyway. And the one that died is actually the newest drive and the largest capacity out of all of them. So I'm very happy. Plenty of mistakes were made. And I'm not going to be able to do the Manjaro video like I really, really, really wanted to. I spent, you know, all captured PCs like ready to go. I was good. And then the server died. So I figured it would probably be a good time to, I guess, introduce the home lab because I haven't really done a video on the home lab yet. And go over some pitfalls and explain why the fuck you should never use RAID 0. Even for testing, because you will go, wow, that's cool, and then get lazy and not change it. And you keep staring at yourself because you are out of practice of being a YouTuber and you haven't shaved because you're so stressed out. It's okay, it's fine, don't worry about it. Let's dive in, boys and girls and genderless aliens and all denominations in between. It's gonna be a fun one. All right, so welcome to my recovery ISO. Basically what I've done so far, if I have screenshots, I'll throw them up. So what got us to this point? I should probably start there. So what got us to this point is I did the office move, right? Friday I came home from work and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the home lab set up so that way I can start recording over the network again. And then we'll be good to record a video tonight. We'll bang out Manjaro. It'll be good. And next week I can do the Rocky Linux installation. So I did all that. I booted it up. The home lab actually finished booting up. Everything was fine. And then I couldn't access anything on my network. I couldn't access any of my services. So I was like, oh no. So I went to access the web interface for Proxmox. All of my VMs were offline except for one, which I apparently messed up and installed on my boot drive for some reason. I just hit the wrong button, I guess. But all the other ones were offline. So I went looking and saw that my Z-Pool for the RAID array was offline. It was missing, question mark. So, of course, I immediately was like, okay, whatever. It's probably that fucking stupid SATA controller that I have that sucks. No big deal. Powered it off, unplugged or reseated the SATA connector. I'm sorry, the SATA card. Rebooted it. And then the computer was stuck on VGA Lite debug thing, and it wouldn't post. So I was like, oh no, something catastrophic just happened, and now, like, it just won't boot. Reset CMOS, still won't boot. So I fuck with it for like probably an hour and a half and get to the point where I got Proxmox booting again. I had to take the RAID card out in order to do that. So I had to set everything back up in the BIOS and relaunch in the Proxmox, plug the card back in. My Z-Pool is now offline because drive 2 SDB failed. So I go looking. I'm pretty sure the one that failed is my 8 terabyte Seagate drive, although I'm actually not 100% on that because part of my troubleshooting was I was going to plug one drive in at a time and figure out which one was like reporting online and then like the other 5 that were showing offline, right? Turns out ZFS doesn't work that way. I did that and my fucking pool just dropped off, so like it's just dead now. So I fucking hastily plugged all the drives back in. Now the pool is recognized as an external pool, not the native one that was with it. So that's a problem. On top of that, SDB is still showing as unavailable. Although, to be fair, it was SDB both times. Although I don't know if that's just the SDB, I'm sorry, if that's the Z-Pool utility labeling like the last status, and it just happened to be that SDB was the last drive. I will say that, hang on, let me make this bigger for y'all. So let me turn on old man mode, as I like to call it. Well, that did a whole lot of nothing. 200%. Okay, cool. Thank you, Montu. Thank you. Really cool. Now it's broken. Are we good? Okay, that's good. There we go. Now we're old man mode. Okay. So, what I did at that point was I kind of panicked and I was like, okay, I don't actually know which of my drives it really and truly is that's offline. So I went looking online and I'm like, is there any way to recover import with the broken drive and see if I can get the drive assignments correct? There doesn't seem to be a way because of the way that I had my pool set up, which is going to be basically what this video is me just bitching about how stupid I was. So buckle up for that. So the core issue, as I alluded to in the intro video, is the fact that I set this up as a RAID 0, or Z pool 0, whatever terminology they use, specifically because I was just trying to test read-write speed with NFS specifically over the network. I chose NFS because I wanted it to be universal between my MacBook and my Windows computers, and Final Cut Pro on the Mac will not open project files if they are hosted on an NFS share. It's really weird. It actually makes a lot of sense when you look into like what it's doing under the hood, and it's like, okay, like this is like a design decision. I get it. I'm sorry, I said NFS. I meant to say SMB. It will not do that with SMB, which is like, okay, I get why that's not working properly on Mac OS. So I set up an NFS share. I was testing it out. I was doing DD writes of just garbage data from DevNull over the network. I'll see what I can get. I was hitting speeds that were like 400 megabytes per second read and write. So that's pretty fucking good. I have 6 drives that are 5 of them are Western Digital 4 terabyte purple surveillance drives. I picked those specifically because at the time 4 terabyte drives were expensive, and so these were like $200 a drive. So we've got 5 of those, 3 of which were the original array from like 5 or 6 years ago now at this point, and I added 2 more, and then I added a Seagate 8 terabyte drive probably about a year and a half ago. Well, long story short, there's nothing I can do at this point. The RAID array, even if I can magically figure out a way to import it in its previous state where everything is recognized and we're good, it won't work because there is data corruption on the drive. So let me clear this out. So if I do Z pool status, this is going to tell me nothing because nothing's imported, right? So we're going to do Z pool import, and that's going to state online. Yo. No, wait, hang on. Do I actually have 2 pools here? Did I set up my 8 terabyte as a different pool and just completely forget that I did that? Oh, is that actually what I did? No fucking way. No. Can I actually save this? Well, no, I can't because I still have a failed. So I have 7 drives in this computer? What the fuck? Okay, apparently I don't know how many drives I have. Okay, hang on. That can't be right. Hang on. We're gonna dial in this graph, man. It's gonna be fucking magical by the time we're done with it. Okay, so this should be what I need for my, this is disgusting. I should be arrested for this command. Whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so here's all the important drives that actually, are worth a damn. So we've got, that's only 24. I have another drive in this computer. What the fuck? Okay. All right, so we've reduced it down even further. So these are literally the only drives that we, actually care about. Yeah, there's only 5 drives that are showing, and that's including the 8 terabyte drive. So it's not the 8 terabyte drive that failed. One of my purples failed, which is arguably worse. Which is arguably way the fuck worse. Because that means that, oh, fuck, dude. That fucking means that, oh yeah, my RAID array is just fucking gone. It's just straight up gone. Fuck, okay. So this video is going to be a fucking nightmare to edit. I can already feel. I don't know what I've cut out and what I'm leaving in. I might just jump to this point. I don't know. Basically what happened is I cut out all the other unnecessary drives. I realized that I'm stupid, and I actually have another drive in here that I forgot about, and it's one of my 4 terabyte purples. And the reason why I figured that out is because when I do zpool import, so I've got 2 pools here. I've got big disks, because get it, it's 8 terabytes, it's a big disk. And then we've got RAID Mark III, which RAID Mark III is so I should have 6 purples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? and I've only got... That doesn't seem right. Hang on. There's some shenanigans going on here that I don't really know what I'm looking... This is weird. Okay. So if... Here's what I do. So I can identify these drives pretty easily. So if I just do grep 3.64, so there's only 4 drives mounted, when according to this, I should have 6. So what the hell is SDA? SDA is definitely one of these Western Digital drives. Yeah, it's absolutely one of the purples. It's weird that it's not listed, but it's still aligned, so I don't really care. So SDB. I bet you I know what drive that is. I think I can fix this. Okay, give me a moment. I'm going to go move some cables around on my home lab, because I think I know what the issue is, and it's gonna be fucking Cooler Master, and they're stupid. So okay, so this is the case that the home lab is currently in, and it's only in this case because this is the only one that I could shove this many hard drives into. Anyway, so this is the case that the home lab is in, and this is an old thing. I bought this specifically because it could be a case, and then you can convert it into a test bench, which at the time I was like, oh, that's fucking sick. I'd love to have a case bench as an actual computer case. Don't do that. It's awful. It's cool if you need a test bench. At the time, I didn't, so I was dailying a test bench, so you get dust and crap in it like crazy. And it gets like into nook and crannies, and like it's awful. It's got a removable tray though, which is really nice. And the reason why I'm using this for the server instead of another case is because this is the case that I have on hand that I could just shove 6 hard drives into, with 7 hard drives into, 8 hard drives into, and not be an issue, because it's got these 2 little drive sleds right here in the front, right? If I can get a shot, yeah, so you can see the basement. So this middle tray right here completely lifts out, and you just have that entire basement as just free space to just do whatever the fuck you want to in it. It's fucking awesome. I love this case. It's so cool. So I have all my hard drives shoved in there, and then I have one shoved into the drive here, because these are supposed to be hot swappable. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll have hot swappable drives on the front. I'll be like, this was like 2012, 2013. You can't fault me. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm cosplaying as a sysadmin. Like, I'm hot swapping drives in the front. What actually happened was I slotted drives in there. They didn't fucking move for like 5 years, because why the fuck would they? I'm thinking what happened is I have a drive that's in the top right there, and I'm pretty sure that's what failed. So if that's the case, and I have enough SATA power cables, I should be able to actually recover this array, which would be fucking sick. There is some caveats to that, though. Because of the fact that this drive is offline, it might be out of sync with data rights with everything else. So realistically, what I should have done is I should have put the 8 terabyte that's by itself in that drive sled, and then had all the other drives hooked up normally, and then had that drive sled go to the onboard SATA and the rest go to the add-in card that I did. Because I'm willing to bet what's happening here is that I'm willing to bet that caddy is getting shut off first before the rest of it gets shut off, so it's causing weird data corruption issues on the array. So I have a game plan now. So I'm gonna stop the recording now. I'm gonna go mess with that, and we'll meet right back here, and we'll see what my outcome is. So I unplugged the 8 terabyte, and I just plopped in the 4 terabyte directly connected to where the 8 terabyte was. I'm not using the 8 terabyte on Proxmox, so this should be okay. Anyway, so we're just going to boot back into my Ubuntu ISO that I have here. And we're just going to kind of cross our fingers and see if the drive shows up. Like, for real, kids, like, do not ever put anything production on a RAID 0. Only put things on a RAID 0 if you are accepting of the risk that would be equivalent to like a single drive, right? So like I have a 4 terabyte drive in my laptop, so I have to be willing to accept the fact that if this one drive dies, I lose 4 terabytes of data. When you're doing a RAID 0, you have to look at it the same way. You have to treat it as just one gigantic drive. So this is one gigantic drive that's 30 terabytes. This is one gigantic drive that's 100 terabytes. Am I willing to lose 100 terabytes of data if one drive fails? And you have to balance that risk in your head. Clearly, I did not balance that risk in my head properly enough. Okay, so we're at a root shell. yo, it brought my drive back online, but now SDA is what's faulted because there's corrupted data. Fuck, I'm so mad. Oh, that would have been so fucking cool. Okay, so hang on. So I absolutely definitely have one drive that's fucked up. And moving the drive from one place to the other changed my drive mount positions, I think. But doing that also let SDA be read properly. So I actually just have a corrupted drive. Fuck. Oh, that would have been too cool if I was able to import that. That would have been amazing. But okay, well, again, let this be a lesson to you kids. I officially have destroyed about 20 VMs that were production VMs, some of which were actually incredibly important and are going to be a bitch to replace. Wow, I actually just kind of had an existential crisis because I just realized some data that I could have potentially lost if I wasn't careful. So I lost my wiki. I had an internal wiki that I was using for documentation on a lot of stuff that I was doing. So like home lab stuff as well as my Halo mod, which I was actually moving from that wiki as far as the Halo mod is concerned to a MySQL database. Thankfully, I had actually developed a way to back that up. So I have a backup in my GitHub repo. So that's fine. I just need to figure out how to restore it. That could have been catastrophic because that was like a literal like 3 months of data of me just doing research and putting things in. God, that just makes me sick to my stomach thinking that I could have lost that. But I didn't lose that. I did, however, lose a lot of my other documentation. I lost my network. I lost documentation on a lot of shit. So that fucking sucks. I lost my internal VPN. So I'm going to have to regenerate all of my certs, and I'm gonna have to rebuild that thing from scratch. So that's gonna be annoying. So I lost my Grafana dashboard, my Prometheus Grafana dashboard. So that sucks. I was meaning to back that up and back up all the configs and everything, and I just never did because I never really got it to a point where I was like, okay, I feel like this is version 1.0. So I didn't want to back it up until I had done that. And I also didn't like all my documentation was in my wiki. So all the steps that I took and all the commands that I ran to get it to the point that it was, even though it wasn't finished, are now gone. So I have to build that from scratch. I lost my Minecraft server. I lost my Plex. I lost all my media that was in my Plex. So that sucks. I lost my archive, which that sucks. There's a lot of shit that I lost in this, and that's really unfortunate. So I want this to be a lesson in making sure your data is backed up. But I guess what this does is this enables me to make a whole bunch of videos about recreating Proxmox. So I guess if y'all are interested in watching that, let me know. I will absolutely rebuild my home lab infrastructure, and I'll do it on videos, and we'll upload videos about everything, and we'll just I'll show y'all what I'm doing, and I will do start to finish guides. This is how you create an open VPN server. This is how you create a Minecraft server that runs on Linux. This is how you do Plex. This is how you self-host file storage. This is how you monitoring. This is like how you do all this stuff. I would love to do that stuff. So just let me know if that's something you're interested in. I'm so upset that this was as anticlimactic as it is, but with data corruption, there's only so much you can do, and like this drive is faulted, like it's fucked. Like, so I just at this point I need to completely destroy the array and rebuild it drive by drive. I have the serial numbers for these 4, so I know for a fact these 4 are good. Fun stuff. Well, thank you guys. I hope you have a good night, and I look forward to next week where we will definitely be spinning up a Manjaro VM, and we'll be exploring what the new user experience on that is like. I am so excited for that because I love Arch Linux-based distros, and I'll show you some cool tricks. Until then, I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and back up. If I haven't convinced you enough, go pay for a cloud subscription and back up all your data right now.